Today is header day. Welcome back to the channel. I think I'm gonna jump on getting this header at least started anyway, maybe a little bit of a disassembly process. Particularly, the biggest things that stand out on this thing are gonna be the reel and the hydraulic lines. So if you watch the video where we brought this in, some of these hydraulic lines obviously don't look the best. They're pretty rough looking. And the hydraulic cylinders on each side, which actually raise and lower the reel, we couldn't test because somebody took the fitting off. But since then, I have came out to a pile of hydraulic oil, which is leaking from right there. So that line's gonna need replaced. Not that big of a deal. It's a very short line, so that's really nothing. These steel lines, metal lines, they look good. These lines look good from the hydraulic, or I think that's a hydraulic pump. I'm not sure what that really is. And then again, I think I might try and air test this to see if I need to change that or not, because that's the one we couldn't change. I have noticed too that this one here is actually kinked. So I don't really know for sure what I'm gonna do with that. It's probably best to change it, which again, not very long from here to here. They have it coupling, so I'm sure probably better to change that. Better safe than sorry. Because I don't really know how much flow that's actually gonna have with it being kinked. It's definitely closed off halfway. Now maybe I could squeeze that and kink it or unkink it, but you're taking a risk in doing that. This secondary line, it's mainly just the rubber coating that's coming off. So it may not leak, I have no idea. Then you have these hoses that are they're not really flexible anymore either. So I'm gonna have to address some stuff with the hydraulic hoses. I have to get the plastic inserts for that and put in some new boards. So I'm gonna try and work on disassembly, at least on the reel for starters, because I need to figure out how many of these new fingers I'm gonna get. I did pull one of these off. They're called a flex tine, I believe is what they are. They are just a plastic, but they just bolt fast. I may even have some boards sitting around. So I'm gonna go see what I have and we'll start ripping into this thing. Some of these boards are good. I don't need to change them. They're good and solid. Like this board here is perfectly fine. All these fingers are good and solid, not any of them loose. That's gonna stay the way it is. Why fix it if it's not broke? This one I just need to add some tines. Those are loose. That board's actually worn into a little bit, so we'll see. This little indicator, whatever it's supposed to be, was nice and straight when I brought it in, or before I brought it in, and I caught it and bent the crap out of it. So that was by my own doing. I found a bunch of boards laying around that actually measure the same. So that'd be really nice if they worked. However, are they gonna be long enough? Yes, they will. These are pine, so they're really not gonna last all that long if we have it out in the weather, which I don't plan to. But hey, if I can use these boards up and not have to buy wood, I'm all for it. This board will need replaced. There it comes. Yeah, they're drilled up in there, 100%. Oh, some of these are just not gonna fare out the best. It's so worn into the wood. Almost feel like I should change this, but I can move those other fingers in just a touch if I need to, because overall the board is still pretty solid. Is it a mistake by not changing the whole board? Yeah, it could be. It definitely could be. But if I can't break it with my hand, I doubt that small grain really would either. And they should probably be bent kind of straight. So I'll just go down the line, see if there's any really loose ones. And I'd say this whole board's good. We have another one here broke and another one right here gonna knock out. Since I have the boards, I'm almost thinking replacement is gonna be better on all of them. If I have enough boards, which I don't know that I'm going to, so maybe we'll replace the worst and then we'll start going from there. But I think if I can reuse a bunch of these and just get bolts, it's gonna save me a lot of money compared to, you know, having to replace all of the tines with these flex tines. So I think these are around $2 a piece. So I can get like, you know, 25 of them for around 50 bucks, which isn't bad. Today's gonna be a good day to get back on this grain head, since we're back into the, I guess, winter temperatures now. It's only a high of 42 outside right now at 4:30 in the evening. And it's been cold, damp, it's been rainy. Perfect time to jump back on this. Not really doing a whole lot of outside work. So I wanna try and get probably the remainder boards off. I don't know if I'm gonna go the whole way around, because I did take measurements of things, but I want to at least have some stuff to go off of. So I might just do one length at a time. So we'll get this one ripped off, because I am saving these. I'll continue the tear down process, and that one's bent. So I'm gonna probably have to pull that whole thing off. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, I'm guessing I'll have to put that in the vise, get that bent straight. I should have an impact to do this. This will be a lot quicker. Wow. In all honesty, this should really probably have oak boards instead of these pine boards that are gonna rot really fast. However, I do plan to try and keep it indoors, so I'm hoping that helps a little bit. but they're not gonna be as strong as an oak board would be. I had these laying around, so this is what we're gonna use. Board number 1 fastened. Now I just need to put all the fingers, tines in it. But I don't have bolts to be able to put those brackets or holders on for the metal tines. Now plastic tines, we can drill holes and kind of do that, not a big deal. So since I have this other one over on this side right here, I think I'm gonna cut a board for that right away and maybe try and get that bolted fast. Out of the entire reel, I don't think there's gonna be any area that I'm gonna be able to really keep anything on here. All these, like this board is rotten, this board is broke, that one's missing altogether. Same thing there, rotten, broke. And this one here also, rotten, broke. That is the only good board right there. That these are all tight and it's good and solid. Otherwise, pretty much changing every single one. That one might be okay down there. I'll have to check it, but otherwise it's gonna be all of them. This is gonna be very labor intensive, but I think once I get going and get rolling with it, it's gonna go pretty quick, pretty smooth. You might be asking yourself, why am I trying to take out all of the tines rather than just pop the entire board off and be done? Well, I feel like it's easier to be popping them off right where they are, right here, and I don't have to try and hold them, I don't have to try and put it in a vise or try and have it sitting a certain way on the floor. It just, to me, it just seems a little bit easier this way. So that's kind of a reason behind my madness. A lot of these have been breaking off, which is fine, but there's also a lot that haven't. I'd say, well, as it stands right now, we have more that are not breaking off than are. But this wood is junk. $50.25. Just so happens I pre-cut one earlier. It's all right, I won't have to clamp this one. I made some good progress just with where everything is and the shape that everything is in. Not too bad. I'm really hoping that these boards, by putting these on here, I'm really hoping it doesn't backfire and bite me in the end, because it's just pine. So it's very soft. This should have oak boards on it. I'm fully aware of that. So hopefully it doesn't bite me and like break or split out or whatever. I mean, I am pre-drilling everything, so hopefully that's not an issue. But again, these are all boards that I had sitting around, so it honestly just made sense to try and use them and use it up, and then it's not costing me anything. So I guess if it does bite me, it's just a risk that I guess I'm taking in doing this. So I have 2 boards fully fastened down there, and this one right here we just finished, and I just managed to pop this length off here. So that only leaves 2 more boards that we have to take off and get some tines off on this side of the reel, and then this side, this one was already missing completely, so we're gonna have to buy tines for this side as well as I believe this side too. I don't think I took any out of here, but I don't know. Can't really keep track at this point. That one, I think I'm gonna have to pop the entire rod off to try and get that in a vise to bend that back straight. And if we walk over on this side, you can really see what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's supposed to be right here going out and it's back here and then over. So that'll need addressed. I think it's actually bent back up there also, because you can definitely see it here, and I think back right at the middle there. So I'll probably take that off to try and fix that a little bit. I'm not sure what happened, if they ran it into something or hit something in the field. I really don't know. I have some boards over here that I have more tines in that just fell out. So those are gonna probably be a little bit more of a pain to get out, but shouldn't be too bad. And then I have a whole pile of tines that are already removed. So we're making progress, slowly but surely. I'm not trying to rush at this because we do have it in here early. Today is another cold, windy day. In fact, I believe it flipped over our grill on our back patio, which is a first out of the 3-4 years, whatever it's been that we've been here. So I'm not sure how that really happened, but it's windy and it's cold. We've been running the wood stove the last couple days. So it's a great opportunity for me to be in here working on this and trying to get this done and get it ready, because the wheat is growing and we do have all of our oat seed sitting right here that I do plan to plant here in the spring also. We'll keep moving with this, moving forward, but that is at least a good start. And now we can actually, on 2 of these boards, we can begin to put the tines on from what we do have and kind of get these rolling and get these ones done. So anyway, that's where I'm gonna stop. We'll resume this on another good day to be in here, rainy day, whatever it is. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. It definitely helps out. Share the video, give it a like. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.